अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, आप देख रहे हैं नसीम ज़हरा पाकिस्तान। आज हम एक ऐसे इशू पर बात करेंगे जिस पे कि पाकिस्तान में पाकिस्तान के बनने से पहले बात होती है, ना कि बात होती रही। एक पाकिस्तान के लोगों का इस मामले से बहुत गहरा लगाव है और वो है इशू फ़लस्तीन का इशू। आपको मालूम है जब पाकिस्तान की रेजोल्यूशन पास हुई 1940 में उस वक्त फ़लस्तीनियों के हक़ में भी एक रेजोल्यूशन पास हुई। कायद आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना ने इस पोजीशन को आगे लेके बढ़े और ना कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर बढ़े। आपको हम पहले भी बता चुके कि 1948 में जब फ़लस्तीन की जगह इज़राइल बन रहा था फ़लस्तीन की सरजमीन पे, तो कायद आज़म ने ख़त लिखा था ट्रूमैन को, हैरी ट्रूमैन को 1948 में, और उन्होंने ये 1948 का ख़त लिखा था उन्होंने प्रेसिडेंट ट्रूमैन को, और डीक्लासिफाइड डॉक्यूमेंट्स में वो बाहर निकला। और वो जो उन्होंने बात कही थी जब कि हिस्ट्री विल नॉट फॉरगिव अस एंड इट्स अ क्राइम अगेंस्ट ह्यूमैनिटी, वो बात उनकी आज 70-75 साल के बाद उतनी ही सच है, उतनी ही उसमें तक़वियतन ना कि शायद ज़्यादा आज सच साबित हुई। क्योंकि जो हमने देखा कि तूफ़ान अल अक्सा था अक्टूबर में पिछले साल 2023 में, उसके बाद हमने देखा कि मामलात आगे बढ़े, कितने 50,000 से ज़्यादा फ़लस्तीन हैं वो शहीद हुए और लाखों से ज़्यादा वो ये ज़ख्मी हुए और क्या क्या उनके साथ जुर्मी हुई। और हर उस चीज़ को आगे बढ़ाते हुए जो आज हमारे सामने मामला है वो ये है कि अमेरिका के सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने एक सामने ला के रख दिया अपना आइडिया, और उन्होंने आइडिया नहीं, उन्होंने कहा ये तो अपना, जैसे कहते हैं ना, एक हुक्म उन्होंने सादिर किया कि इधर जो गाज़ा है उसके हालात इतने बिगड़े हैं कि अब हम गाज़ा से फ़लस्तीनियों को निकालेंगे और गाज़ा को ऐसा ज़बरदस्त बनाएंगे, इसको रिवेरिया एक बना देंगे, यानी कि जैसे इटली में और जैसे यूरोप में बड़े ज़बरदस्त टूरिज़म के रिजॉर्ट्स होते हैं और बड़े डेवलप्ड होते हैं, ऐसा बनाएंगे। और उन्होंने कहा जो फ़लस्तीनी है उनको उठा के हम उनको इजिप्ट में और जॉर्डन वगैरह में रखेंगे। अच्छा, एक तरीक़े से ये मामला बड़ा गमगीर है कि एक इंपीरियलिज़म, कलोनियलिज़म और रेसिज्म और क्या क्या, वो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप कह रहे हैं आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट, सो दिस इज़ द वे आई वांट इट। ये जो उनका करना है वो हम कहते हैं कि ये एक उन्होंने एहसान किया है अरब दुनिया पे और मुसलमान दुनिया पे, इसलिए एहसान किया कि फाइनली somebody has come up and said कि this is a step I am going to take, now do what you have to do। तो do what you have to do, कोई is there a response जो कि अरब दुनिया के पास है, जो मुसलमान दुनिया के पास है। तो इसी पर बात करने के लिए आज हमने सोचा कि सबसे बेहतर शख्स जो होंगे इस पर बात करने के लिए कोई फ़लस्तीनी को कहते हैं, हमें आए और बताएं कि उनके जहन में क्या है, क्या होना चाहिए। एंड सो इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ पैलेस्टीनियन, दिस इज अ पैलेस्टीनियन हु हैज़ stood for his homeland, who has studied about his homeland, who has suffered for his homeland, who has been in Israeli prisons, and now he's a diplomat, and we are very fortunate to have this very experienced diplomat, son of the soil from Palestine. We have His Excellency Zahir Zaid with us in the studio. Warm welcome to the show, brother Ambassador Zaid. And on the behalf of Pakistani people, we tell you here that Pakistanis stand with you in this time of difficulty. And as I was narrating, for the last 75 years, Pakistan has stood by Palestinians to the best of our ability. But there's a very, very serious challenge that you face now, which I think the world faces, the Arab world faces, globally everybody faces. The Trump plan to remove the Palestinians from Gaza and turn it into a riveria. So, what is your own assessment?
First of all, thank you for having you on your screen. Second, I spent 14 years in Israeli prisons. It's very important to mention this. because many of our brothers spend more and more than me. Now, regarding the situation, really we are passing a very difficult situation, especially after the very clear and open position that we heard from the American president. From our side, no change, no difference between the Republican administrative and the Democratic administrative. Both have the same position, both supporting Israel directly, without any limitation, giving them the full support if this on the in the political arena, if this on the funds, technology, weapons, without limit. So from our side, everything is clear. And to be more clear, as a Palestinians, we start our struggle not just from 1948, when the ethnic cleansing started, when the genocide started, when the Nakba started. No, we start this before. From also 1936, we have our revolution until 1939, and also before. And we know that we are not just facing Israel. We are facing whom behind Israel, whom giving the support to Israel. And this is very important to be known, not just from our side, but also for our friends. We have our brotherly country, Arab countries, Muslim countries like Pakistan, whom also in the same side facing not just Israel, but also whom behind Israel. So Trump tried in his first tenure, and he suggests Abraham Accord.
Can you tell our viewers, how do you see, what are the key elements of the Abraham Accords according to the state of Palestinian understanding?
To be very clear, if the Israelis and the Americans making peace with all the Arab and Muslim world, we are respecting the independence and the sovereignty of each and every country, especially our brotherly country in the Muslim and Arab world. Fully we respect any decision they are taking, and we know what's behind. But if the Americans succeeded to make peace with all Arab and Muslim countries without the Palestinians, if there will be a peace, there will be stability, there will be any time to see that there is a full normalization also with the peoples of the Arab and Muslim world. In this last war, one Moroccan youth who had the green card in America came to Israel, to Tel Aviv, as a tourist, and he said Israel is there. Why? Trump and all the Western, until now, I think maybe that they are not understanding the depth of the relation between Arabs and Muslims to the Palestinian land and Palestinian issue. And maybe also that some of them are doing what they are doing against the Palestinians on the basis of their ideology and religious beliefs, like the evangelical in the United States, and Trump one of them, that they are supporting Israel to enhance the will of God, to collect all the Jewish in Palestine and to have the fight for Armageddon before the end of the day. This is the dream for them, to enhance the coming of Jesus alayhi salam. This is the will of those extreme streams, especially in the Western country and particularly in United States. But at the end, they will succeed. They fail, and he failed in his first tournure, and he will.
Abraham Accords.
Yes.
He failed?
Yes, in my point of view, he failed. Because his plan was to put aside the Palestinian issue and to make the normalization with the Arab world and to leave the Palestinians without solution. And this is not happened. Arabs, including those whom had a relation with Israel at that time, they insist for the two-state solution. They insist for the solution of the Palestinian issue. So they did not leave the Arab and Muslim frame or position regarding the Palestinian issue.
One other point, you're absolutely right. I mean, one way of looking at it is this. The other point of view is that it is a consequence of the Abraham Accords that when after Tufan al-Aqsa, when the Israelis went in and basically began their genocide of the Palestinians, no Muslim country, Arab country, which had diplomatic ties with Israel, they did not break off their diplomatic ties. I'm saying there's this other point of view. And they did not stop trade. They did not convey to the Israelis through active measures that what you are doing is unacceptable. So those who point to this say that this happened because of the Abraham Accords and some greater understanding between the Arab governments who recognize Israel.
Let me explain here something. First of all, regarding the atrocity of the Israelis, nothing new. The world before 7th of October, maybe half year or whatever, some or many of the international human rights organizations said that Israel is an apartheid state.
For a long time.
Yes. But this is from day one of the creation of Israel, Israel is an apartheid. They spoke about ethnic cleansing, genocide with this war. I'm son of a refugee. My father left Palestine in 1948. My family is still having the keys of our home there in Beit Nabala, our original village inside Israel today.
नाज़रीन देख लेते हैं, ब्रेक के बाद वापस आते हैं, गुफ्तगू को जारी रखेंगे. अब हम बात करेंगे बड़ी स्पेसिफिकली डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के प्लान की और उस हवाले से बात करते हैं कि दुनिया का, अरब दुनिया और मुसलमान का और इंटरनेशनली क्या रिस्पॉन्स है और क्या हम तवक्को कर सकते हैं. हमारे फ़लस्तीन के सफ़ीर इस वक्त हैं हिज एक्सेलेंसी ज़ुहैर ज़ैद साहब. उनसे हम बात कर रहे हैं कि डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के प्लान के बाद अब क्या तवक्को है और क्या हो सकता है, क्या दुनिया रोक पाएगी उनका ये जो प्लान है. सो लेट्स जस्ट गो टू President Trump's plan very specifically, where he's talking of displacement of the Palestinians, and the world is Palestinians and the Arab world is referring it to as Nakba too. So the response that we are getting from the Arab world, I mean, whether it is the Egyptians or the Jordanians, and starting with indeed Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he was categorical. In fact, this response came out at I think 5 a.m. Saudi Arabia time. How are you seeing? Are you satisfied with the response? Do you think that that response will stop Donald Trump, although he's saying repeatedly, and his team is saying repeatedly that we will do this, we won't send troops, but we will do what we are planning to do. How are you seeing this?
Mr. Trump should treat our region in a different way. He should understand the history of our region. He should understand the depth of the beliefs of the people, especially in Muslim and Arab world, regarding Palestine. It's very important to understand this.
Why is he not understanding?
No, he is not understanding this.
Why?
Because his behavior when he speak about expelling the Palestinians, displace them and send them out of their homeland, this will solve the problem. This will bring peace for his alliance, Israel, or for the world. This will not happen, the opposite.
Why? No, I'm trying to understand that the world press talks about the solution in terms of two-state solution. A lot of countries, whether it's Spain or Ireland, Western countries talk about it. South Africa talks about it. Amnesty International talks about it. The ICC talks about it. Why is Donald Trump not willing to understand what the world is saying? Why does he insist on this?
You can ask him.
No, but I mean...
No. I'm here not analytic to analyze Donald Trump. I'm judging the positions. In my point of view, Donald Trump, as I told you at the beginning of this program, one of two positions. His position depends on his religious beliefs. It means there is ideology behind this. Or he is not understanding the situation in our region. As Muslim, you and I'm seeing here, our brothers here in Pakistan.
And sisters.
Those great nation, all of them, sisters, brothers, all Pakistani. The warmth that I face, the respect. How many of them asking me how I can reach Palestine? I want to go there to Palestine. Now, in general, as the Palestinians, if they will erase us, do you think that the issue Palestine will end it? In my point of view, no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us as a Palestinian that He create us there in Palestine to be guards. This land for all Arabs and Muslims. This is a holy land. They should understand this. No one in the future will give them to control this land without taking action. No way. So this struggle will continue if the Palestinians will not taking their rights. So Trump cannot impose all this in all Arabs and Muslims. I want to mention to you one story. One of the Israeli defense minister, his name was Ezra Weizmann. Yeah. They asked him after the war of 1916 that Israel had achieved the victory. He said, which victory? They said that we took the land and we defeat several states in the Arab world. He said this is a tactic victory. When you want to speak about victory and total victory, you should speak to have this in all Arab and Muslim world. And this is right. In my point of view, Israel will never, with all its alliance, will never have the ability to defeat all Muslims and Arabs, especially their beliefs. No one can take from the heart and the mind of every Muslim Surah Al-Mi'raj No one can take from the mind and the heart the love for Palestine and Qibla Awal. No one. How this will happen? This is part of our Quran. This is part of our belief. So Palestine will continue to be for the Palestinians, for the Arabs, for the Muslims.
Inshallah, indeed, and that is our belief. And as you said rightly, my brother, that in Pakistan everybody believes that very strongly. What Trump is doing and what Trump is saying and is planning to do, how can he be stopped from doing this? That's the question. The Arab world has the Pakistani foreign minister, deputy prime minister spoke to his Saudi counterpart and to his other Muslim counterparts, Arab world, and said we should take some action. And as you were mentioning before the show, that there is an Arab summit in Cairo on the 27th?
Yes.
On the 27th?
February.
Yeah. So do you think now steps are being taken which will stop Donald Trump from planning and implementing what he's talking about?
Let us be realistic. Donald Trump speaking. I do not want to use other words. But if Jordan refused to accept Palestinians,
they have refused.
If Egypt refused, and those the states whom we have border with, in the West Bank we have with Jordan, in Gaza Strip we have with Egypt, where he want to take us? He want to take us to the Mediterranean Sea? Where? And if we do not want to go and leave our land, what he can do? Israel did everything. No one can find any type of atrocity that Israel did not use
during this war.
Yes. So they burned. They buried us alive. They killed children, women, boys, girls, everything. The numbers very, very clear regarding this matter. If this regarding the martyrs that we have or the injured, how many handicapped, how many orphans we have in Gaza nowadays. Did they think that through this they can choose and they can achieve peace? I do not think the opposite. The opposite. With this pain that the people will have with them, they will be strong, and they want also to give a response. And this is the circle that we do not want to reach, sort of revenge. We want to end and to have peace and to keep two-state solution on the table for the whole world if they want stability in our region or in the world, because the reflection and the instability also reached all of them. We saw what's happened in this war. Navigation entrance has been closed. Many states did not feel stability. Demonstration all around the world, including inside United States. So
very strong inside United States.
So it's the time. We have now more than 142 states that recognize Palestine. So it's the time to see Palestine on the ground existed like all the states in the world, have their independence and sovereignty, with East Jerusalem as its capital.
As its capital, indeed. I mean, you clearly explained how the response that you're saying that's come from the Arab world, in your view, makes it difficult for डोनाल्ड ट्रंप टू मूव अहेड. आपने नाज़रीन ना के ये अभी क्या फरमा रहे थे कि इज़राइल ने जो भी उसका इरादा है वो फ़लस्तीनी की जो एक यानी उनका जज्बा है, उनकी इरादा है, और वो उसको किसी तरीके से कमज़ोर नहीं कर सके, लेकिन उसके बरक्स और मजबूत हो गया इरादा और जज्बा और हिम्मत। तो ये बात तो दुरुस्त है, सबको नज़र आती है। और आपने देखा कि जब ये प्रिजनर्स एक्सचेंज हुआ, पूरी दुनिया की स्क्रीन्स पे नज़र आ रहा था कि हमास के लोग बड़े जज्बे से, बड़ी हिम्मत से खड़े हुए अब जो प्रिजनर्स एक्सचेंज वो कर रहे थे। इजराइल को निगोशिएट करना पड़ा, दुनिया को निगोशिएट करना पड़ा हमास के लोगों के साथ। तो जिसको वो कहते हैं कि टेररिस्ट है और उसको ख़त्म किया जाए। आपने बड़ी क्लियरली सुना एम्बेसडर क्या कह रहे थे कि जो जज्बा, जो हिम्मत है और फ़लस्तीनियों का, और वो कायम और दायम रहेगा इंशाल्लाह। बात उनकी दुरुस्त है। और वैसे भी दुनिया में ये सवाल तो उठाना पड़ेगा कि अगर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप अपने प्लान का कह रहे हैं, और ये सही कह रहे हैं, दुनिया ने तो इनकार कर दिया कि हम नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेंगे दुनिया का अरब वर्ल्ड जो है। अब अरब समिट होने जा रहा है 27 जनवरी को, तो उससे हम क्या तवक्को करें। सो एम्बेसडर, बिफोर वी क्लोज, योर एक्सेलेंसी, जस्ट ऑन द स्टेप्स दैट द Arab and the Muslim world should be taking in this current situation. They have said clearly no to Trump's plan. Everybody said no to Trump's plan, and the only solution, as you rightly said, is two-state solution. Pakistan is committed to it. Repeatedly, Pakistan talks about it. We are not an Arab state, but our heart is very, very close. Close to the people of Palestine. We stand with them in their very difficult times. We think it is our difficult time when you go through what you are going. So the expectations from the Arab summit, there is an issue of obviously Palestinian brothers, sisters, children going back to their home, which has been razed to the ground, and it's a little hell. It is their home, but what it's reduced to.
Let me say something here. Arab world is very clearly supporting the two-state solution.
Yes.
They confirmed this a long time.
Yes.
From the beginning, Saudi Arabia took the initiative very clearly, and nowadays also the position is very clear from all the Arab world. This is the choice. This is what the Arab world want. So, what's the alternative from the other side? They will continue their war. They will, if they want peace to be with the Arab world, they should give the Palestinians their rights. And there is, just before I came, some of the American speakers spoke that maybe Trump will change or think about what he already mentioned regarding his plan to expel the Palestinian people. So, with a very strong position from the Arab world, as I said before, those just will be just words from Trump's, will not worth anything. No one can do anything if the Arabs will continue to be stick to their clear position. Now, also to strengthen this position, we should do something on the ground. We should give the Palestinian people the ability to rebuild their homes, the ability to continue their existence with respect, with strength there in Gaza and in the West Bank, because what we are facing, the plan is very clear. Smotrich and this government, they said that they want to end what Ben Gurion had been not did before. It means they want to expel all the Palestinians. They want the land. And they will not also, if they will take all Palestine, it's not enough for them.
They'll go beyond.
They want the great Israel from
Jordan.
Euphrates till the Niles. This is what they want. This is their dream. And this is what Trump also speak about. Israel is the small,
yeah, like a little pen on my table. Yeah.
So he want to help them to extend and to make it bigger. But once again, if the Arabs and the Muslim country will together stand and insist on their position supporting the Palestinians, nothing will happen, and Palestinians will never be broken. No one from the Palestinians he will choose to leave his homeland. 25th of this month, inshallah, we have 25 or 27 doctors whom finished their study here in Pakistan, that Pakistan hosted them and finished their last year, all of them insisting to go back to rebuild the health sector. Those, the Palestinians, whom not searching to go out of their country, the opposite. They want to go back to their homeland, to Gaza, to rebuild the health sector, to help to their people, to their families there. Every one of them, our doctors here, whom studying, dreaming to go back to be with the families and to be with the people there and to rebuild Gaza. Palestinian everywhere in the world still holding the key of his house, dreaming to go back to his home land. So we will never be defeated. We will continue our struggle to achieve our goals, to have our independence, to have our state, to be inshallah in a free Al-Quds, inshallah, in a free first Qibla, inshallah.
We can all
together.
Come and say our namaz there.
Inshallah, together.
Inshallah. So you're absolutely right. In addition to saying no, as the Arab world and Muslim world is saying, there has to be practical steps to be taken to help the Palestinians rebuild their homes and their existence in Gaza, where Israel committed the atrocities it committed. In addition to all this, we have heard China and Russia also talk about Trump's plan, and China saying in very clear terms that it is...
it should be very clear. You will not find any state support a Trump initiative. Just Israel. And not all of Israel. Just the extreme right wings parties supporting Trump. Every rational human being in this world against this plan, because this is against the humanity. Yeah. This is against international law. This is really broke the order and the frame where the world is dealing with each other. So it's a failure plan from the beginning.
Well, Israel's genocide, the accelerated genocide in the last 1 year, 1.5 years, has also thrown the world order into garbage. I mean, humanity basically was missing, right? And this is the icing on the cake. This is the icing on the cake. But can't be allowed.
Despite this, ICC took a decision.
Yes.
And now the Prime Minister Netanyahu should be held responsible and stand in front of the court. They should arrest him. The same his defense minister. At the end, steps, inshallah, will start in the right direction. And the state of Palestine, inshallah, will be exist.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for coming to the show. And inshallah, we will keep requesting you to come and talk to our viewers. Thank you so much, my brother. नाज़रीन, इसी दुआ के साथ के खुदा करे कि जल्द अज जल्द फ़लस्तीनियों को अपना जो एक राइटफुल उनकी है एक होमलैंड, और जो UN रेजोल्यूशंस कहती हैं, जो तारीख़ कहती है, जो मोरालिटी कहती है, तो उनको اپنا حق ملنا چاہیے جلد از جلد، اور اسرائیل کو بھی جو اٹ ڈیزروز، جو وار کرمنلز ہیں وہاں کے، ان کو ان کی سزا ملنی چاہیے، جو انٹرنیشنل قانون کہتا ہے، جو UN کہتا ہے، اور جو دنیا میں جو حق پرست لوگ ہیں وہ کہتے ہیں. ہماری طرف سے جتنا ہی خدا حافظ. پاکستان زندہ باد.